And I think we are live.
Hello everybody. Ersun Kaya here from GoMining, and I have Jan Warmus here.
Pleasure to meet everybody. Hopefully, everybody can hear us well. So this is the first time that we are doing this. So first time getting all the settings right. So hopefully everything works well, and you can hear both of us very clearly. But if there are any issues, please do let us know.
Yes, you can let us know through the chat if there is any voice problem. So we will be waiting for a couple of more minutes for additional attendees. And in the meantime, I would like to ask to Jan about the conference that he is attending. I believe, Jan, you are in at Malta right now for the Sigma conference, right?
Indeed, yes. So normally I am based in Spain and I represent GoMining in the European region, but I am traveling today and actually all of this week attending the Sigma conference. It's a very big, large conference here in Malta, right at the intersection of blockchain, iGaming, and betting. So very interesting conference, very interesting opportunity for networking and business development, and perhaps we will have some news to share in the future as the result of the talks that we are having here. So it's a great time to visit. Very warm here, and yeah, it's been absolutely great.
Yeah, sounds really nice. I also had a chance to attend Binance Blockchain Week last week. So yeah, the conferences are really doing well on this time of the year.
Absolutely agree.
Nice. So okay, I believe the people are here, and we can have a couple of additional attendees also during the session. But we have a pretty good and pretty tight schedule here. We have lots of good and important and informative topics for our joiners.
Absolutely.
But before jumping to the topics and everything, I also would love to announce our gifts for today for our attendees. So we will be able to give some additional gifts for our attendees today. That's about the three NFTs on our most special collection, which is Khabib collection. So we will be choosing the best three questions during the session over the chat, and we will be picking the three best questions over the questions, and we will be giving the Khabib collection NFT gifts just after our session. And also there will be some discount opportunities for the webinar attendees if you are interested on the Go mining. So Jan, would you like to tell us a couple of words about our Khabib collection?
Of course. I mean, we have, I think, two groups of viewers today. One of them, you know already the platform. You have perhaps invested into NFTs yourself, and we have also people who are completely new to the platform. So the Khabib collection is our special collection of NFTs that we did that we did in partnership with Khabib, the famous MMA fighter. And the property of these NFTs is that they all come with 29 terahash computing power, which represents his flawless record in the fighting scene. His record is 2900, and to honor that, we created a special collection that also features, his some of his designs and some of his inputs. So it's a very special collection for us. It's also quite a good chunk of mining power to add to your farms. So please keep the questions coming. We will have about 15, hopefully 20 minutes towards the end to talk more about and answer all your questions. We will start with a little bit of content that we prepared, as this has this masterclass feel to it. This session today, hopefully the first of many more to come.
Thanks, Jan. And we are expecting your questions, everyone, and we are really thankful in advance. So, jump into our section with a quite quick introduction. Ersun Kaya here from GoMining team, and I'm a regional manager for Turkey. And we will be running this session together with Jan Warmus, which is an EMEA regional manager. Jan, I would like to welcome you one more time. Thank you so much for your time today.
Pleasure, Ersun. It's great to be here and can't wait to get started.
Amazing. So let's kickstart with who we are, right? Who is GoMining and the company in scale with the numbers, what we do. Can you explain a little bit?
Sure. Probably a lot of you have seen the front end of what we do, the NFTs, the tokens, but what I want to really focus on is that at its core, GoMining is a large-scale infrastructural project that is focused on building data centers and mining Bitcoin. So we have today over 100,000 pieces of ASIC, of specialized mining equipment that are mining across 9 data centers in many places all over the world. So this is the core of what we do, and this is actually how we started. So the first data center that we built was in 2017. Which means that we have already passed through one halving cycle, and we will talk a lot about halving today. But we started in 2017, and we used to provide mainly hosting services, which means that third parties, other companies, can install their equipment in our data centers, and we operate their equipment as a service. And this is how we started. Today, we are, a much more Web3, a much more innovative company that, on top of all this infrastructure that we have, has created new products, has created the token and ultimately the NFT, which is which is the core of what we do today and the core of our growth strategy, and it has been to date very well received in the market.
Yes, exactly. And right now, as a GoMining DAO, we have more than 4,000 NFT holders and more than 17,000 token holders. So it means that our company and organization trusted by more than 22,000 people, and our representatives are over the 26 countries so far. So we have pretty international and global scale. So, okay, GoMining, which is great. So let's talk about a little bit mining, right? So what is mining actually? And most importantly, why mining is needed? Yeah, can you explain us a little bit?
Right, of course. So with pleasure. So mining, by definition, is the process of it's the process by which new Bitcoins are created and transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain are verified and added to the public ledger. So this is by mining, when we say we mine Bitcoin, we are essentially providing critical security to the Bitcoin blockchain. And for adding this security, this additional security to the network, we get compensated. And this is in Bitcoin, of course, and this is fundamentally what Bitcoin mining is all about. So when we say Bitcoin mining, we mean the process by which the Bitcoin network is secured and for which we get compensated. So this is the critical part of the mining, of the Bitcoin blockchain. Without mining, there is no security and there is no consensus. So this could lead to fraud. So we form the core and we create the core infrastructure for Bitcoin mining. And this is what we do at GoMining.
Amazing. And you mentioned about one thing, right, which is security. So in Bitcoin and in the crypto world, that there is no central authority, right? There's no central authority. So unlike the traditional financial system, Bitcoin is not controlled by any central entity like a bank or a government, right? So it means that Bitcoin is free. So
Hey.
Basically.
Ersun,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but I think your camera has gone off for a second. So if you could maybe turn it off and turn it on again, I think
Oh, okay.
we will fix
Yeah,
it.
sorry about a technical issue.
Okay, I think we have you back. It looks like you are back. So sorry to
Okay.
interrupt. But
Yeah, sorry for the technical problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was talking about the free Bitcoin, right? Free blockchain, and also like mining requires a computational work, right? Which means that like it's require a specialized equipment to perform very well, and it's actually a really good barrier against the malicious actors that who is trying to get benefit from this process. So basically the security part and being free part is the one of the most important things as you just mentioned. Okay,
Mhm.
so we talked about mining and like how it seems and how it looks, right? So can you explain us a little bit more about how a miners earn, right? Like how they are getting profit actually.
Of course. So, as we just discussed, mining critical component of the Bitcoin blockchain, and in order so securing Bitcoin blockchain through mining requires electricity. So it generates costs, and this is one of the innovations that Satoshi Nakamoto did in 2008, using energy and this economic factor to add additional security to the Bitcoin blockchain. But since it generates costs, you also have to get returns, right? And so for performing the mining activities, miners get rewarded when they add a new block to the blockchain, right? So there is an element of competition because only one miner or one pool can actually can actually gain this specific block. So a block gets added every 10 minutes to the blockchain, and currently the reward for mining a block is 6.25 bitcoins per mined block, which means 6.25 bitcoins gets added sort of to the total money supply of Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And this is how miners make money. And so if you so this is the revenue side. We get paid in Bitcoin for mining, but on the cost side, well, miners have to invest in mining equipment, right? So the first and foremost, you have to invest in specialized equipment. Long gone are the times where you could mine on your GPU, at least Bitcoin. You can't do Bitcoin on GPU today because of all the professionalization that has happened. So today, today we have to first invest in mining equipment, right? Then you have to also invest in land, right? I mean, if you're building data centers, if you're you need to have a lot of space to install your mining machines. Third, and I would say the critical part is the electricity cost. So
Right.
when you start mining Bitcoin, once you already have your equipment, the biggest cost that you have, and our NFT holders will be aware of that, is the cost of electricity. And with the basic economic calculation is that the return that we receive as miners in Bitcoin has to be bigger than the cost of electricity and the maintenance cost that also has to be included. So, for example, our NFTs, they maintain 100% uptime. So they are always mining 24/7. But in reality, with the machines in the data centers, machines break down. And so 100% uptime is very difficult to have. We have 99.7% uptime, which is best in class, but 100% is very hard. And when machines break down, not only do they stop mining, but we have to include a cost for repairing them. So this is the model, right? We get Bitcoin for mining, and we need to make enough to cover the cost of electricity and maintenance.
Yeah, it is pretty straightforward, right? The all technical assets besides that your rewards needs to be greater than your maintenance and your costs so you can make a profit, right? So it's a pretty straightforward. And thank you so much for the detailed explanation, Jan. So like we are talking about mining here, right? And like I would like to get a little bit dived in and get the details because our viewers also are like guests also can see over there like there are different kind of mining operations, right?
Yes.
Different type of minings. So let's dive in about the mining types. So what you can say about us the different kind of type of mining.
Sure. So when we think about the different ways in which you can mine, it will definitely start with a proof of work versus proof of stake debate. And for Bitcoin specifically, we operate in the proof of work mining scheme, which means we need to buy this equipment, everything that we just said. We need to use electricity to secure the network in order to earn Bitcoin. And this is what we call proof of work. And a lot of cryptocurrencies, of course, including Bitcoin, run on this proof of work scheme. But there is an alternative, which is actually quite popular as well in the market, which is called proof of stake. And there, instead of buying specialist equipment and using energy, a way to sort of protect the network is by staking these tokens, or staking the crypto tokens that specific blockchain needs to have secured. You stake them, and the people who stake the most of their crypto are the ones who are going to be able to validate the block. And the idea here is that people who stake their tokens do not, have an incentive for the project to continue, because if they were to act in a malicious way, their token would lose value. So it's a different way of securing the network. However, here let's dive in a little bit deeper into the proof of work, because this is what we do. This is what Bitcoin is all about. When it comes to different ways of mining Bitcoin, right? We always have this computing power. We always need these machines, and we always need this electricity input to secure the network. And the classical way of doing it is as we have described. So you buy machines, specialized equipment. In the past, you could do GPU. If you were mining Bitcoin in 2010, you could have done it on your computer. Today, because of how the industry grew, you need specialized equipment to stay competitive in the market. And this is actually the most popular way in which you can mine Bitcoin, and in which people do. The alternative is that you can look into cloud mining solutions. So if you think about how cloud mining came about, it came about because investing in machines is tricky, and actually, if you are a small-time investor, it's not that easy to buy the right piece of equipment, to install it in the right data center, to find the right reseller, and to have security of your shelf space in the data center, and then finally to sell your machine. So it's a difficult process to get involved in classical mining. And cloud mining has tried to sort of tackle this issue by making the process of mining more accessible. So the second way is what we call cloud mining, and here the idea is that the computing power is not coming from physical equipment, but it is coming from the cloud. Now, it sounds great, but in practice, it has been notoriously famous for fraudulent activities, for pyramid schemes, and a lot of that has to do with transparency issues. So a lot of the companies that offer contracts specific for mining in the cloud, it's very hard to verify if they're actually mining or if they're just circulating other people's money. And so there is an issue of transparency here, but what you do get, hopefully, if you find a decent provider, is you get a much easier way to enter the mining space. But we always say, be careful with cloud mining, because quite often they are simply scams.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And like, to be honest with you, there's a genius solution for this, right? Which is called Liquid Bitcoin Hashrate Protocol, right? And this is a really a genius solution, and it gives us a middle ground between the transparency of traditional ASIC mining and the convenience of the cloud mining, right? So this is actually the genius solution that GoMining also applying on their operations, right? So of course we will be diving into the details of the LBHP, let's say, with the details on our session. So okay, nice. We talk about the mining and like how it works and the different types of minings, right? So let's talk about the mining on the industrial scale, because this is what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
How mining works on the industrial scale, right? What we do, generally speaking, for the big scale.
Absolutely. I love this topic. Yeah, because people
Yeah.
think it's I can buy a machine and I can start mining. Yeah, I'll plug it in and it will happen. The truth is, at industrial scale, there is a lot more that goes into setting up a professional mining operation, right? So you have to build massive data centers nowadays, right? You need a lot of energy in order to be competitive in the market and actually have a chance at being profitable. So you need a lot of space, as we've already discussed. You need a lot of machines. So this means it's a capital intensive investment, right? There is a lot of capital investment that needs to be put in the beginning, and then you're going to start generating returns down the line. But this is not just about the machines and the data centers. We have to also invest in cooling systems, ventilation systems. This all is critical to having the most profitable and the lowest cost possible for mining one Bitcoin, right? So a lot of research goes into the cooling methods, into the ventilation systems, because at the end of the day, this is a 24/7 a 24-hour business, right? So we mine all the time. We mine at night and we mine during the day, and the mining never stops. So you need to have also very good systems, monitoring systems, that will track the performance of your mining fleet, right? So if something happens at any point in the day or night, we can act. Yeah, we have you invest in automated systems. So for example, if the price of Bitcoin were to fall very dramatically tomorrow, we have systems in place that if it stops being profitable to mine, they automatically switch off. Yeah, we don't need to go and do something and manually turn them off. So you invest a lot in IT as well, that allows you to run your fleet of machines better. Because of the 24/7 security, because of the 24/7 sort of mining cycle, we also have to invest in security, right? So there is a lot, as I said, there is a lot of capital that is invested in this equipment and in these data centers, and you also need to protect them. Finally, you have all the regulatory and compliance frameworks that you have to meet, right? So you have to be fully compliant, you have to be regulated, and this also creates costs that traditionally people don't necessarily think about. But as a business, we are not just engineers and we are not just managers. We are also teams of legal people, compliance people, because this is all necessary for you to be a big player in today's Bitcoin mining world.
Definitely, it's a very well explained, Jan. Thank you so much. And I would like to add like a quick couple of topics here. Like one of them is monitoring, right? Which means that it's directly correlated with the performance, because we are talking about over 100,000 machines over there, and you need to even the monitoring system. GoMining has its own internal monitoring system, so we are not depending on any third-party vendors to check out or like monitor the performance of our own machines, that we have our own software. And when you have everything, even for the large scale, right? So in this industrial scale, even the companies are joining the mining pools to combine their computational power and actually increasing the chance of successfully mining the near Bitcoin blocks, right? This is also relevant with the industrial scale as well. And like I just wanted to thank you so much for everybody who is contributing. We are able to see your questions flowing, and we will be cycling back to these questions after our session. And again, thank you so much. So we talked about mining pools, right? We also talked about the industrial scale also jumping in the mining pool. So actually, what is this mining pool?
Right. So maybe some of our viewers today have played our mining pool game on our platform, which actually gives you a very nice intuition of what mining pools do. So as Ersun mentioned, even if you have industrial grade, industrial scale, the amount of competition, the amount of total hash power that is mining, that is trying to mine this one block every 10 minutes, is very, very high. So if you mine by yourself, even with a lot of machines, your odds of mining a full block just by yourself are still very, very low. So this is why even the largest companies in the market, they will join mining pools. And the idea of the mining pool is that it's a collaborative. I mean, you put individual miners together and they combine their computing power in order to increase their chance of mining a new block, right? So just GoMining or just Marathon or anybody else, the chances are not very high. But if three big players join their computing power, form a mining pool, and mine as a group, their likelihood of mining blocks actually increases. So if you actually look today at the charts of the largest companies that are mining the real Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain, they are mining pools, yes? And for example, GoMining is contributing our computing power to a mining pool. And this is how all the sort of miners in the industry work today. Because otherwise, the revenue is just not predictable. One day you may mine something and you get a lot of money, but for the next 10 days you don't mine anything. So mining pools are essentially a way of stabilizing the revenues that miners such as GoMining receive from mining.
That is an amazing explanation. Thank you so much, Jan. So it's basically like a pretty simple forward way to merge and combine your computing power of many miners to increase your chance of mining new Bitcoin block, right? And the rewards are paid out to each miner proportionally regarding the computing power that they have contributing to the pool, right? So I also encourage everybody to check it out, our mining pool game, which is pretty interesting if you are part of a community or if you are a part of a large group. So okay, let's move forward with our agenda, right? We talked about the mining pools and some details, and let's talk about right now and today. So what is our situation? What is the mining situation looks like in 2023?
Favorite topic, Ersun, we talk about this all the time, yeah? And
all the time.
Internally, this is all we talk about. What is going to happen next? How do we interpret what has already happened? So this topic can go on and on and on. So I'll do my best to keep it brief. We all know that 2022 was a difficult time for crypto in general. This also included Bitcoin, large drops. However, if you are watching us today, then you probably also know that 2023 has been a very good year for crypto so far, and we are expecting it to continue and to very likely get better after the halving, which is the next topic. So I won't get ahead of myself, but if you look at some of the underlying data, right? So if you look at the publicly traded companies that mine Bitcoin, you have companies such as Marathon, you have companies such as Riot. They have gained this year almost 200% in terms of their market cap, right? So if you look at their stocks, Marathon is at 197 year to date, and Riot is maybe 182. Riot is at 197. So the market believes that mining Bitcoin is on the up, that we are doing well, and the rise in the share prices of these companies is one indication of that. Very, very sharp rise, outpacing many industries. So on top of that, we had a lot of hype, and we still do actually, around the Bitcoin ETF approvals, right? So we have the largest institutional investors in the world, companies like BlackRock, companies like Vanguard, who are applying for license to do Bitcoin ETFs. This we believe will be a huge accomplishment for the crypto industry as a whole, but specifically for Bitcoin, because today the ways in which institutional investors can interact with Bitcoin are sometimes limited, and its full potential for institutional investors has not yet been reached. And these applications and hopefully approvals, and I think if we look at the markets today, I think everybody's expecting at least a few of these ETFs, maybe all of them, to be approved in the near future. And this will be a very big boost to the credibility and mass adoption of Bitcoin. So this is something that is on the horizon, and we are all looking forward to, right? On the other hand, if you look at the business of mining, we also see that the Bitcoin mining difficulty is reaching all-time highs, right? So Bitcoin mining difficulty is a feature of the Bitcoin blockchain, which basically says the more people are mining Bitcoin, the more difficult it becomes to mine one block. So the recent trajectory of the difficulty is that more people are mining Bitcoin more and more and more, right? So the interest in mining, just expressed as the raw hash power that is used to mine Bitcoin, is also at an all-time high, right? So there is a lot of reason to be optimistic, right? And I think part of the to complete the story, we had a very successful year for Bitcoin in 2023. Over the past couple of weeks, 3 weeks, even better. It was already good before, but now I think it's very good. And the big thing that is coming is the Bitcoin halving, right? And this is something that I think the market is also looking forward to. And I'm sure a lot of viewers have questions on it, but this is going to be something that we will actually discuss very soon, right, Ersun?
Yes, absolutely. And before jumping to halving, I just wanted to give you, and everybody, a couple of additional notes regarding the situation on 2023,
Yeah.
which is right now the approximate cost of mining one Bitcoin, right, which is electricity and other variable maintenance cost and everything, is right now estimated between to 15,000 and 17,000 US dollars. So basically, if you are a miner and if you are having less than this amount, right, which is automatically with these prices, Bitcoin mining is a profitable, right? And also following the pricing increase of Bitcoin in 2023, if you have an efficient mining operation right now, you can obtain a margin on the mining between 40% to up to 65%. So right now we are talking about really good margins, and after the next April 2024, something new is coming up, which is, as you just mentioned, halving, right? So let's talk about halving, right? What is halving, and actually what happens after halving, and how it's affecting the business?
Sure. The topic, the elephant in the room, but an elephant that we are looking forward to. Yeah. So I think there is a common misconception, and hopefully I'll do a good job of explaining why we are actually looking forward to it. So Bitcoin halving is part of the features of the Bitcoin blockchain. So if you look at all the things that we talked about today with Bitcoin, right? The proof of work, the mining, all the innovation, right? The mining difficulty, self-regulating. There is so much innovation in the Bitcoin blockchain, and the Bitcoin halving is one of these features, right? And what happens is that every 4 years, the amount of rewards that miners get, so we gets halved in Bitcoin terms. So you may remember that earlier on I said that today miners receive 6.25 Bitcoin per mined block. So approximately in April next year, this 6.25 is going to get slashed by half to 3.125. And this is going to be the size of the block reward moving forward. And then 4 years from now, it's going to get halved again and halved again every 4 years, all the way until the year 2140, I believe, right? So this is something where when the last I may be off by 10 years or so please forgive me, but this is when the final Bitcoin will be mined, around 120 years from now. So what does it mean, right? Because we are in the business of mining, and we used to get 6.25, now we're getting half, yeah? And you could think that this means that our profitability will get slashed by half. But the story is not so simple, and it's actually more optimistic. So we have already gone as a company through a Bitcoin halving cycle. So we are still here. We have mined before, and we are still mining, and we're going to continue to mine. And there are two key mechanics here, right? And the first one is that when halving happens, if you look at historical data, you will see that very soon after, a few months, maybe 3-4 months later, very, very big bull runs start in the whole crypto industry. So this has been the case in the previous 3 halvings, very, very big growth on Bitcoin, but other cryptos as well. And the expectation here is that the same will happen next year. Why? Well, there are many reasons why, but one of them is that it is a supply shock, right? The amount of new Bitcoin that enters the market is simply less. Now, Bitcoin is the biggest crypto in the crypto space. If you don't believe Bitcoin is crypto, apologies. I'm just trying to keep things simple. But everything goes by Bitcoin, right? So if there is a supply shock to the biggest cryptocurrency, it's one of the reasons why we expect, and why in the past we have seen a bull run with high increases in price every time. So the story here is that yes, you mine less Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin is worth more. So your overall profitability is not impacted, yeah, because what you're mining is now worth more. You're mining a little bit less, but it's worth more. And this is the first part of the story. The second part is that even if so let's say the bull run doesn't happen, yeah, let's think of the worst case scenario, which I'm sure many of you are thinking about. So what happens then? Yes, if the bull run doesn't happen, a lot of miners will stop being profitable. If you're running old equipment, if your machines are not energy efficient, you will be the first one to stop mining. And depending on the price of Bitcoin, a lot of people will stop mining. And this is why you need to be prepared. You need to have the most energy efficient fleet. You need to have big economies of scale so that you have better prices on equipment and better prices on electricity. And you need to have the lowest costs that are absolutely possible. And this is why it's good to be with GoMining, for example, and not with small players, or maybe even buying your own equipment. Yeah, because we have low costs. You can check our electricity prices. It's 5 cents per kilowatt hour. It's best in market, or very close to it. Yeah, very few data centers can offer that. So we have cheap electricity. Because of our scale, we have cheap equipment. And so if the bull run doesn't happen, it becomes a little bit of a waiting game. And the people who have inefficient machines, they will drop out. And when these people drop out, there is going to be more Bitcoin for the remaining miners, right? So we are in a good position because we have one of the lowest cost bases in the whole industry. So we can wait out, and then we will the actual amount of Bitcoin that we will receive, it's not going to be 50% less. It's going to be actually it's going to be more than that, yeah, because the inefficient miners will drop out of the game, and that's the story.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you mentioned, really, really important couple of things. Like everything is really, really important. But like I would like to underline a couple of things, which is like, first of all, we are here since 2017, right? When it's come to the crypto industry, we can consider ourselves as a veteran company, right? And like, of course, the halving is one of the most important events, and we get through this before, right? Of course, there's some unknown questions about after halving, but what we know, like if we know about one thing is certain, which will be about the devices, right? It will be the most crucial thing will be the running the most efficient mining equipment available in the market, right? So you will be able to continue to the mining and with a profitable way. So in this kind of cases, as you just described perfectly, that working with a big actor can be actually crucial to keep your investment and keep your mining operation profitable. So yeah, that's a great thing. We are a little bit slightly behind on our schedule, so I'm jumping into the next topic quickly because we need to and we want to have a plenty of time for questions and answer session as well. So we talked about mining, and right now I believe it's time to talk about an investment, right?
Yes.
So how you think and how you can describe a mining operation as an investment tool?
Right. So again, thank you for the note on the time. I will try to keep it brief. So I'm sure many of you have explored this, but investment in Bitcoin mining is an investment in the production of new Bitcoin. So you can compare it to a manufacturing company. We take electricity as input. We use specialized equipment to convert this electricity into Bitcoin. And this is why we say we are in the business of producing Bitcoin. You can compare it with buying Bitcoin directly. So if you buy Bitcoin directly, what happens is that you buy one Bitcoin today, and a year from now you are still holding one Bitcoin. 2 years from now, it's still one Bitcoin. With investment in mining, it's not like this. So you invest in the machines today. After 1 year, maybe you have 0.8 Bitcoin or maybe already 1 Bitcoin. It really depends on the market. But 2 years from now, for the same investment that you did initially, you have 2 Bitcoin. In another year, you have 3 Bitcoin. So you accumulate Bitcoin. You invest once in the equipment and you continue to accumulate. Meanwhile, if you are just buying Bitcoin, you only hold what you pay in the moment. So I would say this is the key thing that we want our users to understand, that you are entering the business of new Bitcoins. So you're not depending on the market price of Bitcoin today, because tomorrow your machine is still gonna mine you more Bitcoin. So in that sense, it's a form of also passive income generation, yes? And so if you know our platform, but this is not just our platform, this is the way Bitcoin miners work, you get payouts in Bitcoin every day. So it's you put money today and you start accumulating Bitcoin. When you cash out, you get your money, but it's something that allows you to earn income in a passive way. And I would say what this means is that it's the optimal solution for people who have a long-term viewpoint on Bitcoin. So if you're thinking of the long term, the amount of Bitcoin that your machines will mine or your NFTs will mine is going to reach that point where you're gonna have a lot more Bitcoin than if you just invested in Bitcoin today. So if you have a long-term perspective and if you're not in a rush to capitalize, on the next green candle, then mining is for you. Yeah, if you want to receive steady payouts and do it every day, if you believe in Bitcoin, then this is a product for you.
Perfect, amazing. Just to have like a quick couple of words to add this, right? It's definitely a product and service for Bitcoin believers, right? And Bitcoin holders. Like if you are a Bitcoin believer, if you are a blockchain technology believer, that this is definitely a technology and investment for you, because after 2-3 years of continuous mining, like you will be having a really profitable organization. And the historical data from our side is showing the return of investment between 35% up to 70% per year for the industrial grade miners. So like this is a great investment tool. So for the catch up, for the questions and answer session, I would like to merge our last 2 topics together and give the answer for this last 2 topics. So we talked about Bitcoin spot and we talk about the mining side. So I would like to ask you that when to invest in mining and when to directly in Bitcoin spot, and actually when I wanted to enter the mining, how can I enter this business? Like, can you give us a couple of tips?
Yes, and I will keep this brief. The question, should I invest in mining or should I invest in Bitcoin? It comes down to what I just said. It comes down to your perspective on the future of Bitcoin and your investment horizon. If you think that Bitcoin is going to raise 100% tomorrow, buy Bitcoin and sell it tomorrow at 100%. It's gonna give you better returns. But if you are looking for passive income generation, long-term horizon, where ultimately you will have more Bitcoin than what you invested in Bitcoin today, then mining is for you. Yeah, and when the price goes up for Bitcoin, your profitability of your mining portfolio goes up as well, and by a lot. The longer you've mined, the more the gains, the bigger the gains. So it's a different way. We are producing Bitcoin, which is the mining, or we can trade Bitcoin, which is buying Bitcoin low and trying to sell high. So this I would say on the difference between mining and buying straight Bitcoin. It really depends on your perspective and your investment horizon. In terms of the when, well, it's a cliche, but it really is now, yeah. So I am not saying this because anything. I'm saying it because it really is true. So we expect the price of Bitcoin to go up dynamically in the next year, following Bitcoin halving. If you check some of the charts, you can check, for example, online price charts of ASICs mining equipment, and you can see how much more expensive mining equipment gets when a bull run actually starts. There are charts, you can Google it, and you will see that the price of mining equipment goes up really, really high. Today, we are at a moment where the price of equipment is still relatively cheap. So it's been going up slightly recently, but it's cheaper than it was 5 months ago, and it's actually quite a lot cheaper. And it's the cheapest I think it will be for a while, because if we have the expectation of the upcoming bull run, it's not very likely that we will see big drop-offs now in the price of mining equipment. Because why? Because everybody's gearing up for the bull run. That's what they want to do. They want to have the most amount of hash power that they can. And today they are getting it at a lower price that they will likely get in the future. So I would say this is the key part. You invest when the price is right, and I would say the price is right today.
100% agree with you, and just want to add one thing here. Anyone can invest on the digital mining process with GoMining, right? Our entry NFT costs like less than $20. So basically, like if you are even a small investor, or if you just wanted to try it out, you can just come here and bring like a really less amount of terahash power and try it out. You can enter, you can exit, you can basically feel free to try the system, which is pretty straightforward. So Jan, I really appreciate that. I believe that was a pretty informative and good session. Thank you so much for your all and wise comments and information.
Thanks, Ersun. Thanks.
I would like to jump to the questions and answer session pretty quickly. So right now I'm checking the questions, and I will be able to find like a couple of ones to that I show like a really interesting one. But do you have did you able to catch up a question already?
So Ersun, because we are focused on our chat here. Have a look at some of the questions and pick your favorite, because I think a couple of NFTs you pick your favorite, I pick my favorite, and I can answer some small questions that we have in the meantime that maybe are helpful for our users, as I also scan the other questions. So I'll start at the top with some of the quick ones. Does Khabib have an NFT also? I really think he does. I mean, I can't. I haven't spoken to him personally, so I don't know, but I would imagine so. Another question: will we see a Christmas collection potentially? So you have seen probably that we have done special editions for the Halloween, and this is something that we are looking to continue. I can't say yes or no whether or not this will be a Christmas collection or it will be maybe a Valentine's collection, a gift for your loved one. I can't really say at this stage, but what we have done with the Halloween collection, we will be looking to do for other events around the calendar as well. Why is there no translate? list the project on Binance. Yeah. This is something that we haven't covered. In this session. So of course, we haven't really touched about the token, and we wanted to keep this as educational as possible, with the intent of talking really about mining, right? But if you could look at our business a little bit more specifically, you will know that we also have the token. We will list on all the major exchanges as soon as possible. We have a dedicated team that is working on that as we speak. So news to follow. Can't share anything today, but of course our intent is to be listed on all the major exchanges in the coming future, and we are actively working on that.
Nice.
I keep scanning. Do you have something? Have you found something
Yes.
interesting, Ersun? Go ahead.
Yes, I catch really one good one. So the question is, why don't you mine Bitcoin for yourself instead of including people into this business? Which is like a pretty good question. That, like, first of all, we are mining Bitcoin for ourselves. Actually, we started this organizations to mine for ourselves first of all. And then, like as you mentioned, we include some different kind of services to there. But like I would like to underline here that like mining Bitcoin for yourself is an investment, right? And every investor, they are having some cash flow organization, some sustainable businesses from these investments, right? So we need to like separate from each other that like Bitcoin mining as an investment, and as I just mentioned, liquid Bitcoin hash rate protocol as a sustainable business. So our company owners has its own investments for mining Bitcoin for themselves, and also for this operation, like with a liquid Bitcoin hash rate protocol, they are delivering this hash power to the retail market and to the like end investors, let's say. So there is a one investment and there is one sustainable business. So I would like to underline here, which is a pretty important topic.
Absolutely, and from my side, I would say, and this is a great question, right? And we actually get this quite a lot. But the thing is, when you go back to what is important before the halving, right? It's having the lowest cost possible, meaning having the most machines, the highest economies of scale that you can. So we have our own equipment. We have hosting equipment that we run for other services. We continue investing our own money into mining. But the NFTs are a way for us to increase the pace of growth. And this is for us critical for the long-term sustainability of this project, right? This is the key part. We need the scale to have the best electricity prices, to have the best hardware prices, and that's what protects the business in the long run. So, yeah, that's for me to
nice.
talk about this.
I also want really good questions that I would like to find it and read the whole question. Yeah, here we go. So in a word, increasingly focused on sustainable practices, how does GoMining ensure that is NFT-backed Bitcoin mining is environmentally friendly and contributes to a greener future? Which is an amazing topic. Thank you so much for this question. That like this topic is actually not for only the Bitcoin miners problem, but the whole world's problem, which is like like electricity cars and everything, right? So specifically for Bitcoin mining, there's a new trend that they are building some sustainable energy resources from the sun or from the wind next to the Bitcoin mining data centers, right? And it is basically giving us like a really good room to actually like have a sustainable business for the greener future regarding the energy side of Bitcoin mining, because it is basically like transform the business to the sustainable, using the sustainable energy and actually having enough energy for the internal operations. So like this is actually a great solution, and it will be going really trendy in the near future regarding the miners.
Mm-hmm. I got one more that I think is interesting because we didn't cover. So what happens to the company when the last Bitcoin is mined? Yeah. So let's say, first of all, we want to be a company that's still there in 2150, which is the year the last Bitcoin will be mined. So if that happens, what we didn't cover is that miners don't just get rewards for mining a new block, but they also get a portion of the fees, transaction fees. And the core sort of idea is that over time, as the as the reward for mining new block gets halved and gets smaller and smaller, we tend to believe that Bitcoin adoption will be higher, and that the Bitcoin that the lower Bitcoin is compensated by receiving more in transaction fees. And I think this was one of the original ideas of Satoshi Nakamoto, who said, yeah, like in the end, it will transform itself a little bit from a new mining business into a transaction processing business, which is the long-term perspective, but we have a long way to go before then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I have one. That the question is like how you differentiate yourself with the other actors as Go mining, right? So basically, the my only answer this is transparency, right? So our historical data, our power is everywhere, right? We are talking about 9 data centers from all over the world, and we are talking about more than 100,000 machines actively working. And you can just go to our website and see the live session of our data centers, right? These containers, these machines are over there, and they're not in one area, right? It's in Norway, it's in Russia, it's in Kazakhstan. There are different kind of places that we are keeping our data centers. So basically, the transparency is our our biggest let's say friend, biggest ally on this operations. You can actually go to the Binance pool and check how much hash power, how much Bitcoin hash power the Go mining has, right? So all thanks to the blockchain and thanks to the Web3 technologies, all data is over there, and we just need to go there and check.
I will continue with one as well because it appears a couple of times. It's what is the biggest risk, right? And what is the biggest risk for investment in Go mining or investing in mining in general? I believe it's a perfect question, and I would say that the biggest risk is Bitcoin itself, right? At the end of the day, Bitcoin is the asset that we are focusing on. So if you, from my point of view, if you believe in Bitcoin and if you believe that Bitcoin has a future, then I consider this to be a safe investment, right? But the biggest threat, of course, is that Bitcoin goes down to, let's say, $7,000 or $10,000. And this is a risk because if the Bitcoin price is low, going back to what we have discussed, our cost of electricity is higher than what we are actually going to get in Bitcoin. And this is the fundamental risk for all mining operations. And this is what we have to look out for. But if Bitcoin has a future, which we all, of course, believe we do, I will. If we believe that Bitcoin has a future, then we will be here to sort of take part in the process of making Bitcoin bigger and more secure.
Absolutely. And from my side, I would like to pick one last question before choosing our favorite ones. That it's actually merge of couple of different questions that asking what guarantee for me to keep receiving rewards for holding NFTs. I started my investment for receiving rewards for holding the GMT token, but it's not anymore, right? And actually, maybe this question owner came to the stream a little bit later, so we actually explained this, right? We started our journey with buying ourselves, and after that going to the hosting service, and after that with the utility token, with the security token, and with the NFTs, and with the utility token, right? So basically, that when you buy an NFT through Go mining, this NFT is going and matching an actual device, right? And actually, in the Web3 and in the blockchain, you will be able to see how much terahash you have, right? So Go mining is basically working here as a distribution channel, right? So these rewards are yours. We are just distributing these rewards to you because we are earning these rewards through the pool, and we are distributing it to the like, let's say, hash power owners, right? So basically everything is in the Web3 and everything is on the blockchain. So you will be able to check there. And regarding the company operations, as I mentioned, we are kind of veterans here, and we've been here for a long time. And as you mentioned, Jan, we are also willing to be here in 2150 as well. So, yeah, we are just about at time, and I would like to thank you for everybody who is staying with us and listening our session. So, like right now, it's about to announcing the winners.
Right. So I do you have your choice, Ersun, yet?
Yeah, I would like to give my like my reward side for the questions of the green future, which is a really important topic, I suppose. Like this is the topic that we didn't mention. So I would like to give my choice to the greener future question.
All right. And so can we? So can you like briefly explain how we will process these NFT requests?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. That like we have a GoMining chat, Telegram chat link on the chat, on the YouTube chat. So for the winners, we are just requesting to contact us over there as winners, and we will be getting in touch individually and asking some proofs, and after that, complete the giving away project.
Um, Great. So my choice goes out to I believe it's Hitesh, who asked about how do you compare yourself from all mining companies that went bankrupt or scammed all the members. And because it's a critical point, yeah, and this is what we try to do with the transparency, with showing our mining operations, with showing the the mining pools that we use, and in fact even showing on the real blockchain, right? So when you get your rewards, to your account, you can click, you can check from where the rewards came, and you can track the flow, and you see that we are really mining. Yeah. So this is one of the ways in which in crypto space we try to be as transparent as possible, and we try to showcase that we do it different. So I would give mine to Hitesh, and then we have to agree on a third one.
Yeah, and my vote is going to the first question that I answered, that like
Mhm.
why you are not just investing Bitcoin for yourself and trying to
Yes.
get people involved, because it's giving us a really good opportunity to explain our business model and explain why we are actually doing here. So my vote is going there, but if you have anything on your mind,
I
we
agree.
can evaluate.
It's a question that we get. It's a good question to ask. I would say as part of this
Yes. Yeah.
session, and so I fully agree. So we have posted. So for the winners, hopefully you are still there with us. I really hope so that you guys didn't miss the train. But for the winners, please contact this channel that GoMining has posted in our chat, in our YouTube chat, and please reach out. We will ask just for some confirmation that it is really you, but we will be more than happy to gift you our special Khabib NFTs.
Yes, thank you so much, Jan. And like I would like to thank you one more time for all attendees and everybody who is joining and staying with us and listening our informative call. And one big thank you for sure for you, Jan, like for all information that you gave to us. So yes, we are expecting the connection from the winners. And like we would like to apologize that questions that we are not able to answer, because there are lots of questions and we are appreciated for all of these. So I'm closing the session. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will be seeing you on the other webinars. And I'm giving you the mic to the Jan for the last words. Thank you so much.
Guys, it was an absolute pleasure. I wish we could gift NFTs to everyone, but what I will say is that hopefully this is, as I mentioned at the very beginning, hopefully this is the first of many sessions that we will do. And if that happens, which I really hope that it does, there will be more opportunities. Yeah. And as I said, if there were some imperfections along the way, it's our first round. The next one is always better. But I really do hope that you enjoyed, and most importantly, that you had that you feel that you have learned and you know Bitcoin mining a little bit better than you did an hour ago. And if that happened, then we have succeeded.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your days, everybody, and have a great rest of your week. Cheers.